Hey there guys, this is Mike Kim once again and welcome back to my Diablo 3 channel. Now I recently made a video of a demon hunter where I was fighting naked against the skeleton king using a companion that was really geared. That got me to thinking about how the demon hunter would work out late game or at least mid game while you're leveling and such like that. Of course, this question was posed to me by a friend of mine because I never intended to play a demon hunter in the first place. I'm leaning more towards a wizard myself, but as my friend asked me, and he was not in the beta right now, I decided to pick it up and see how it would work out. And it would seem that the demon hunter is very focused on damage and controlling a battlefield. And this is good because this means that even in PvE and PvP, they will be viable in that sense. But I would say that if you are a lazy player, the Demon Hunter might not be suited for you because the Demon Hunter focuses a lot on positioning themselves and actually thinking while they're fighting. Whereas, like, if you play the Barbarian or Wizard, basically you'll be casting spells with no care in the world, because the Demon Hunter has two resources, hatred and discipline, and both of them regenerate at a different rate. Like from one of the examples I took, I read through the forums, but on the other hand I cannot confirm this, is that you regenerate about 60 discipline per minute. And as you can see here, like, marked for death is 6 discipline. Marks an enemy, the marked enemy will take 20% additional damage for the next 30 seconds. If you have too many abilities that cost discipline, you might not be able to use them all at the same time, because you only have 30 discipline when you start. My own Demon Hunter right now is like level 12, and my total amount of discipline is 30. So if I wanted to vault, vault is your jump ability, which allowed for up to 35 yards, is your mobility skill. Like the Barbarian has the leap attack, and the Monk has dash strike, and the Wizard has teleport. This is the Demon Hunter's version of mobility. So you'll see here, if I wanted to Caltrops to drop a trap and slow everybody down and vault away, it would cost me 8 discipline and 10 discipline if I use them consecutively, which is 18, which is like more than half of what you have in total, and you get like 1 discipline per second. So this really restricts your use of discipline to, it limits you to using a few abilities and most likely not consecutively. So you'll see here I have damaging skills, 3 of them here. This is actually my PvE build. I went Entangling Shot. It deals 100% weapon damage, entangles up to 2 enemies, slowing their movement speed by 70% for 2 seconds. And it increases hatred generation to 8 per shot. This is not true in game. It says only increases hatred generated to 6 per shot. On the other hand, the game, the beta right now just got updated, so this calculator might not be updated right away, because I think I got the patch only about 12 hours ago or 8 hours ago, around that. So anyway, it's one of the highest hatred generating skills, that's why I took it. This as a PvE spec, I wanted something that was going to be fire and forget, pretty much. So it'll be Entangling Shot if I have no hatred. If I have hatred and it's single target, I will be casting Rapid Fire. Actually, even if it's not single target, I'll be casting Rapid Fire. And while channeling Rapid Fire, launch 4 homing missiles, homing rockets every second that deals 35% weapon damage as physical each to nearby targets. How Rapid Fire works is, if let's say you link it to your right click, pressing right click and holding it down will initially cause 20 hatred, and for each second that you cast, you'll be channeling it for 10 hatred per second, if I'm not mistaken. So basically I'll be running up to groups of enemies and I'll just be holding it down, and when I run out of hatred, I'll be piling more hatred using Entangling Shot. And Fan of Knives is a cost of 20 hatred. The reason why this is an AoE based one, so if let's say I'm going into a room and about to be surrounded, Sorry, I've got a bit of a sore throat here. But if you're surrounded, this is an oh shit button, kind of, because it throws knives out in spiral around you, doing 450% weapon damage. This is a lot of damage. It will also slow them for up to 65%, so it allows you to get out of there. Increases the radius to 18 yards, as well as the weapon damage to 526%. So this is very significant. It's a very huge chunk of damage at one go. It's on a 10-second cooldown, so you can't use it all the time. So these are my two killing abilities, and this is pretty much my survival ability, which is Caltrops. What it does is it slows everybody down within 12 yards. It drops a trap right at your feet, and it will make a large circle or a mark on the ground. It lasts for 6 seconds after it gets triggered. It only triggers if an enemy walks into it. If nobody walks into it, it stays there for a while. I don't know how long. Usually enemies in solo, enemies are walking towards you, so Caltrops trigger pretty often. And now it also has Jagged Spikes, the rune skill that I took, which does 52% weapon damage per second as long as they are in there. So at least one mob will be taking 52% weapon damage times 6, which is about 312% weapon damage, because the duration is 6 seconds and it's 52% weapon damage per second. Of course, this is a rune skill which is level 4. So what Blizzard did is that their rune skills, or at least from what I can see in the game, doesn't it might scale based on your level, because in this one it says that all your, see, it says here, notes information on this page is based on a level 60 character and rank 4 runestones. So what this means is that this might not be accurate, the numbers. Of course, you can always look at what the skill does and what you can hope to achieve using those skills and make a plan for it, especially when Diablo goes to retail. I'm really looking forward to it. I know a lot of people that are. So as you can see, my entangling shot is a hatred generator, rapid fire, single target DPS ability, fan of knives, my room clearing ability, Caltrops, a safety net, mark for death and increase damage ability, which is utility, assuming there are bosses and such like this. Marks an enemy, the marked enemy will take 20% additional damage. This is significant. It can also work on rooms, as in hordes of enemies. I took this one, which is Contagion. When you kill the target that has marked for death on it, it spreads to 5 other nearby targets. It doesn't say how far away the targets have to be, how close away, close to the initial target it has to be, etc., etc. But these kind of things need to be tested, and we'll see. So the mobility skill I picked up was Vault, Tumble acrobatically 35 yards. It's you pretty much just jump across the room. There is no cooldown on this, but it's 10 discipline, and like I mentioned earlier, you only start with 30 discipline, so 33% of your total resource for discipline is quite significant. After using your vault, your next vault within 5 seconds has its discipline cost reduced by 65%. So that means the first vault will cost 10 discipline, and the second one will cost about 3 to 4 discipline, if I'm not mistaken. Because of the resource management, I am not certain how this will work, but I picked up Night Stalker. Critical hits have a chance to restore 1 discipline. Discipline is used blah, 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 to fuel many of your skills. Here in this game, in the beta right now, at level 13 you do not see much skills that increase your critical strike rating or your critical hits, your chance to hit. So here you'll see I took archery. What it does is it gives you bonuses based on what you have equipped. A bow, which increases all damage by 10%. Crossbows, that increases 100% of the critical hit damage. Typical physical crit, if it's supposed to do 150% damage, it'll increase that by another 100%. Hand crossbows, 5% chance to critical hit. So if you see, if I have problems with discipline, if let's say this build takes too much discipline, I might switch to a dual wielding one-hand crossbows. So this will increase my chance to crit by 5%, and this will help my discipline control. And here you see I picked up sharpshooter in case I'm going a two-hand crossbow or two-hand bow. Having a 100% critical hit damage increase is quite good. And not to mention, if this is a passive ability that increases my chance to critically hit by 3% each second, this could be very useful, especially if I'm not attacking at all, and it keeps increasing my I'm not even sure how critical this sharpshooter ability works, because it only unlocks at level 28 and we only have access to level 13. But if, let's say, speculation wise, I don't do anything for 10 seconds or 20 seconds, that means I have a 100% chance to crit, right? What if for that 20 seconds I don't do anything, I just kite enemies around for 20 seconds, I vault in the middle of all of them, and I cast Fan of Knives for 526% weapon damage. Everything dies, as in everything gets hit by a big ass crit. And if I'm carrying a two-handed crossbow that has a very high end damage and low end damage, it's going to deal 100% in increased critical hit damage. So yeah, there you have it, man. This is my build for solo PvE. Of course, things will be a bit different if you are going for a group PvE damage, but that's a topic for another video. Thanks for watching. This is Mike Kim. See you soon.